Welcome to Skin Deep here on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 HUR Voices. I'm your host, Sharon Morton, and I have Alicia Permentor. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I asked her, and she told me, and I think she said Permentor, but she'll get me straight. She's on the show today. She is the owner of Sweet Elevations Cakes and More, and they make the absolute very best cakes I have EVA, folks, tasted in my 60 years of life. Okay, y'all hear me? And they did not pay me to say that. I just know from experience. Okay. Sweet Elevations curates elevated dessert experiences that will leave you coming back for more. That is an understatement. Alicia is a former educator, and she blends her background in teaching with her artistry and wedding cakes, celebration cakes, signature dessert tables, and petite indulgences. Working alongside her mother, she transforms life's milestones into edible works of art, infusing every creation with intention, elegance, and storytelling. I second that emotion, folks. Alicia did my cake for my 60th birthday party this past summer, and it was pure heaven. People were literally eating the crumbs after the cake was gone. Okay, and they weren't ashamed of it either. They were scraping the bottom because the cake was so good. So, as I always say, we're going to be doing more than just scratching the surface. Here on Skin Deep, we're talking all about sugar and spice and everything nice. And by the way, if you want to reach out, email us at skindeepradioshow@gmail.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with information you just can't afford to miss here on Skin Deep. Welcome back to Skin Deep here on Sirius XM Radio. As I mentioned before the break, I have on the show Alicia Permentor. I mispronounced it at the open. She is the owner of Sweet Elevation Cakes and More. These cakes are the best, as I said before, the very best cakes I have ever tasted in my life. Welcome to the show, Alicia. I'm so excited to have you on Skin Deep to talk to you about how you made my birthday and the birthdays and weddings of so many hundreds of other people extra special. Welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. Listen, before we get started, please tell everyone your Instagram so my listeners can go straight to your Instagram page and see your phenomenal cake designs.
It's sweet, SWEET underscore elevations with an S.
Okay. And do you have a website by chance, or they can just check you out on IG?
Yes, it's the lovely long name of www.sweetelevationscakesandmore.com.
Oh, that is long. Okay. And you have a
Yeah.
Facebook page too, right? Is it sweet underscore
Yes,
elevations? What
you
is
can
it?
still find it under at sweet underscore elevations.
Okay, okay. So listen, what inspired you to start, your business of baking the best cakes ever? Like, how did Sweet Elevations come to life?
Well, it really came to life sitting at the kitchen table. And the need and want to share with the community something good, something that tasted good, not just looked good, but tasted good.
Hmm.
We had a family baker, Mrs. Tobias. She used to make all of our family cakes, and she no longer makes them. And so I figured, let me step in, let me create cakes that not only look good, but taste good and become a part of people's stories, memories, so that when they see me, they say, "Oh, you made my birthday cake. You did my wedding cake." And so it's about being a part of the memory, creating something good, creating something beautiful for the community. And I felt that we needed that.
We definitely do, especially in this landscape we're living in today. But, there's so many bakeries, there's so many places that make cakes. Like, how do you stay true to your own style, your own vision, your own skills? Like, how do you even come up with all of the ideas that you come up with? I'm telling you, folks, you need to go check out her Instagram so you can see these cakes. But how do
So it's
you set yourself apart?
it's about knowing what you're passionate about and what your strengths are. We come across a variety of different bakers. We come across many trends that and people are doing similar things, but it doesn't set them apart from other bakers. And for me, it was, what is my strength? We love buttercream, we love moist cakes, we love the beauty, the abstract art, we love floral cakes. We like to incorporate the people, the person into the cake design, because it's not just about the flavors; it's about their story. And for you, it was about your story. So you have the gold, you have the glitz, the glamour. So we made sure all of that was there.
It
Um,
was, girl.
so the butterflies representing growth, new
Oh
life.
my
And
gosh.
so that sets us apart from any other baker. We can all bake, but no one can ever do exactly what you do, what we do.
Yes, the gold was just so beautiful. Like I didn't even want to cut the cake, but the people, my guests were like looking at me like, please hurry up and cut that cake. And then you had so many different flavors. Do you remember what they were? Because they were so good. I was so surprised that it was, I think, three different flavors, but they
I
all
want to say it was like
tasted
almond, and it had
like,
a berry filling.
yeah, some kind of, but it was three different, was it three or four layers? I can't remember. It was really
It was
thick.
four
Yeah,
layers.
because the knife I was trying to cut with, I was like, we need another knife because it
I
was
know, and I heard in the video you said this is heavy. It sure is heavy. We make everything with butter. It's butter. It's from
girl.
scratch.
I gained 10 pounds that night. Girl, that cake was so. But I'm telling you, the different flavors. Was it
Mhm.
lemon or orange or strawberry? You
I,
had
I can't
several
really
flavors.
remember, but even if there was a flavor, let's say you did choose the almond, or it was the almond was chosen, if we didn't think that it was best, we try to give you suggestions because we want this to be a good cake. Some people are not aware of the combinations and what goes best. And so we want to give you our feedback because this is a special moment. We want you to go back and remember this. So we want to make sure all those flavors do combine and they mesh well. And I'm glad to hear that you said it all came together well because that is a plus. It's not just about putting any old flavor together. We want it to make sense. We want it to taste good. We want it to look good.
Yes. Shout out to my sorority sister, my Black Girl Society sister, Sydney Stinson, because she's the one who arranged for this with
Yes.
you. I never even knew about the cake until later when I selected what I thought I wanted. And so I just saw the gold. I was like, okay, that one. And I didn't know what was going to be on the inside, what kind of flavors, icing. I didn't know anything. And so I don't know if you and Sydney kind of told you, if you all had a conversation
Yes.
about I don't know, my style or whatever, but
Mhm.
girl, you knocked it out the park.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
did.
you.
Yes, it was really
And
great.
you mentioned style. That is very, like I mentioned, that is very important. Even though I've never met you, I did my research. I want to get to
Okay.
know who I'm who I'm creating the cake for. And like I said, that's why you had so much glitz and glamour. You could see that you're a strong woman. You could see the growth. You could see the butterfly, the reason for the butterflies. So
Hmm.
all of that goes into creating art cakes. It's about an experience, not just about putting some cake layers together and here you are. It's truly about an experience.
Yeah, it really is. I can feel the love that you all put into every cake. Like these are all from scratch,
Mhm.
and they just reminded me of like my great grandmother and my
Yes.
grandmother's cakes that
Mhm.
were heavy,
Yes.
heavy to carry.
Yes.
Everybody's sitting around waiting for, somebody to slice the first slice because
Right.
it'd be gone within a minute. Do you all do pound cakes? I think you
Yes, we
do.
do
Yes,
pound cakes. We
you
do
did
the
our pound cake. You did a pound
mhm.
cake for us, I believe. It was soaked with some kind of liqueur.
Oh, it was the butter rum cake. Don't tell people about
Oh, okay.
that.
Oh my
Oh,
God, it was
man.
so good. And I don't even drink, girl. When I finished eating those two slices, I was in the corner somewhere. Okay. Everybody said, you all knew she shouldn't have given any to Sharon. She doesn't drink. It was so good.
I'm
Oh,
glad you liked
yeah.
it.
Oh my God. And you did
Yeah.
another one, a cake that uh we lit up. It
Yes,
burned
that was a while ago.
a burn cake. Yes. What was
Yeah.
that? That was back in March. What
The
what is a
the
burn cake?
Well, I don't know if was it a burn cake?
Yeah, what you sent the rum pound cake
Yeah, the
and
butter rum.
a burn cake because I think Sydney lit it and it burnt off the first layer and underneath you had Black Door Society or something like that.
I'm not
You
I'm
don't
not
remember?
sure. No, I do so many. I'm not
No.
sure.
It was good. It was heavy. It was delicious.
Yes.
It was blue. It was blue. It was teal. You were trying to match our colors. So, but anyway,
It's very vague. It's very vague.
yeah. So, like, what challenges have you faced in your journey? Because you're an entrepreneur. We all face
Mhm,
challenges just in regular life. I'm an entrepreneur as well. At least once a week, I'm saying to myself, I'm done. I give up. This is it.
mhm.
And then, the next day, something comes along that really helps me and convinces me to stay on this journey. So, what challenges have you faced in your journey? And how did those moments and your decisions shape the business that you're leading today?
So the moments when those moments come, I kind of have to sit back and reflect on what the issue is, what the challenge is, and why it may be here, and how I can fix that challenge by doing that self reflection. Because sometimes it's not, as entrepreneurs, we think it's our clients or our customers, but sometimes it's us and how we move throughout our business.
Hmm.
Um, I know sometimes I have a lot of self doubt. I'm getting better at that. That's just the overachiever in me.
Yeah.
Also, systems. When you're running a business, you have to have those systems in place.
Hmm.
They help you to run efficiently. And when they're not in place and you're doing a lot of the work and you're not really in your business, if you're doing all of those things that systems could possibly do.
Hmm.
But I would say that the self doubt, being hard on myself,
Yeah.
has been the most difficult for me when people are saying, "Well, for what? This is beautiful." But you can see all me, meaning you, meaning
Yeah.
me. I can
Yeah.
see all the different imperfections or things like that. But that's just the perfectionist in me. So now I just, I try to say, Alicia, this is beautiful. I just talk to myself just a little bit
Yes. Yes. Good.
just to make it
'Cause
through.
I think we're all super hard on ourselves. So,
Mhm.
you're not the only one. Don't feel bad about that. But you're right. Talk to yourself about how great you are, how everyone loves what you
Right.
give to them. This is a gift of love and it comes from
Mhm.
your heart. So listen, we have to take a short break.
Okay.
Folks, I want you to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. And we're back here on Skin Deep with Alicia Permentor of Sweet Elevation Cakes and More. Permentor, right, Alicia?
Yes, you got it correct.
So we were, or yeah, we were discussing how challenging it can be to just own a business and what are some of the things that you do to keep going. What would you, or what kind of advice would you give to someone who feels pressured to keep up with what everyone else in the industry is doing?
Well, when we follow what everyone else in the industry is doing, we're not sticking to who we are, um,
For sure.
and what we do best. We're just trying to follow what everyone else is doing. So I think it's very important for you to find your niche and what
Hmm.
you're good at, because when you're trying to do what everybody else is doing and keeping up with these trends, sometimes you find it to be frustrating. I've been there, I've done it. I have a collection of all these cake things that have nothing to do with what I do now, but that's because you see what everyone else is doing and you think that's what you're supposed to be doing. But
Yeah.
you need to understand, what am I good at? How can I advance in that area? What do I feel comfortable with doing? Do I enjoy doing this? And so find your niche. Don't worry about these trends, because you need to make yourself different from everyone else. That's how your business grows. What
That's right.
makes you different?
Hmm. Tell everybody your Instagram again because I want them to go to your page and take a look at the phenomenal cakes that you do. They're just and you know how sometimes you see beautiful cakes and they don't taste good. Your cakes are beautiful and they taste magnificent. So folks,
Thank you.
the it's the whole kit and caboodle. It's beauty, and just absolute deliciousness. So, what is your Instagram?
The Instagram is at sweet, SWEET underscore elevations with an S.
Do you ship cakes across the country at all, Alicia?
We do not ship cakes. I have been asked that several times. We do not ship them because I'm about the look. I
Yeah.
want it to come to you a certain way. And I just don't think the mail system has achieved that yet. So when they do, then we'll think about
Yeah,
it.
you don't think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a fake cake at my party as well. I don't know if you saw the pictures of it.
Mhm.
Did you see that
Yes,
cake?
I did. I did.
Yes. So it was really pretty, beautiful.
Yes.
People were like, "Oh my gosh, can we cut the cake or whatever?" But it was gorgeous. But girl, I mean, I knew that I wanted a pretty fake cake because I knew we weren't going to cut the real McCoy until we went to the after party, which was your
Mhm.
cake. And I'm so glad I waited because there just wasn't enough of your cake to go around. The It was so big. I mean, the it was so thick, but I just didn't have enough to go around. And I would have, if I had waited, or if I had done it at my party, you would have had to make a cake big enough to feed like 125 people. Girl, that cake would have been heavier than me. So I'm glad we didn't do that. But
Mhm.
I want you to tell us, like, on the hard days, what keeps you motivated and centered in your purpose? And to me,
Stories.
I feel like your purpose is to make people happy, but you tell me
Yes.
what your purpose is.
Stories like what I'm hearing from you. That is my why. That's why I do it. I can be feeling horrible, but I remind myself why I do what I do. Um, I still put myself first. It's not that I put everybody else first, but I remember that I'm creating edible artwork, creating memories, being a part of people's memories, special
Mhm.
moments in their lives, weddings, anniversaries. Sometimes it's in remembrance of certain people. So it's just what people say, the words, the kind words, like what you've shared with me already. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, when you hear the good things and you
Mhm.
get the great feedback, you know you're doing the right thing and
Yeah.
you are following your heart and your purpose. How long have you been baking cakes?
This is the sixth year. It'll be 7 years next, well, this coming January.
Oh my God, the cakes are so good. I thought you were going to say like 15 or 20 years.
No, and I'm actually, it's all self-taught.
Oh
It just,
my
it's
God, are you
natural.
serious? It
Yes.
comes down, and you didn't know before then
No,
that
I
you
sure
had
did not.
this talent? Are you serious?
Very serious, very
So,
serious.
Alicia, you weren't like a little girl wanting to bake cakes. You didn't grow up thinking you were going to do this.
No, my mother baked cakes. She did like pound cakes, gingerbread cookies. She did, those simple recipes, those things like that, but nothing as far as like decorating tier cakes. So we always enjoyed a good dessert.
Uh huh.
I watch from afar, but I like to say I'm teaching my mom now. That's what I try to tell her. She doesn't want to hear that, but yeah, I always, like you see, you mentioned before that I was an educator. I wanted to have a school.
Oh,
Um, but in our journey of life, things change. It's
yeah.
not that I didn't want to do it anymore. It's just I just had a passion for something else, and this is what came.
Okay. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, and now you're glad that you did it, right?
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah. For
yeah.
someone listening whose dreams of starting their own business, they've always had these dreams to do that. What's the first step you'd encourage them to take?
Well, some people say the time is not right. The time is never going to be right in my eyes. You
Yeah.
have to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen right away, but you have to start somewhere.
Mhm.
Whether and if it's going to be, let's say, somebody doing radio, even if it's going to be baking cakes, start with something small, and
Mhm.
then you build from there. But there will never be a time. You have to just do it.
Yep.
You have to do it.
To me, owning a business is like having a baby. Like
Hmm.
it takes 24 hours, 7 days a week, giving
Yes.
it your all. You have to mold it, shape
Hmm.
it. And there's really never the right time to have a baby. You can plan and
Right.
plan and plan. And once you have that baby, those plans are out the window.
Hmm.
So that's what it's like to me.
And a good entrepreneur knows that we will always continue to grow. You're always growing.
Yes, for
You're
real.
always growing.
And it's a good, I always tell people that I coach, hey, you should always have at least one mentor,
Hmm.
someone who has been where you are and
Hmm.
who can help you avoid those landmines that you are sure to step on as an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
So I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are. I have mentors, at least four mentors, because
Hmm.
they've been where I am now and where I want to go, and they're like parents. They kind of
Hmm.
guide you and, try to help save you from making mistakes that are, hard,
Yes.
so let's look at the bigger picture. How do you define success for yourself and your business beyond the sales and the numbers?
Um, I guess that comes with, that's a good
Probably,
question.
well, I think it's probably what you said before. It's the feedback you get from people, knowing that people
The
love what you
responses.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're successful when you put your product out there and people love it and they're telling you that they love it and they refer you, you know,
Yes.
and they watch to and they admire your creations.
And it's the impact, not just on bakers, but just people in general, for people to see that, oh, you've invested all these years in education and then you just drop it, but then you've created this great business.
Yeah.
I've had some former colleagues who felt that it was time to go and they just never did it. They were just comfortable where they were. And then when I made the move, the funny thing is they were calling me, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? And now they've moved on to doing things that they truly enjoy. So I
Yeah.
think it's an impact in both entrepreneurs and the everyday people, and the impact in everyone's lives, their memories.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, the
Yeah.
impact that I've made.
Well, Alicia, it's been wonderful having you on the show. It goes by quickly,
It
but
does.
I just wanted to thank you so much for the amazing cake you did for my birthday. I will always remember it. I still look at the videos of it. So thank you for being a guest. Well, that's it for now, folks. I'm your host, Sharon Morton, with my super talented owner of Sweet Elevation Cakes and more, Alicia Permentor. Alicia, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank
I
you
can't
for
wait to
inviting me.
order another one of your cakes.
Thank you so much.
And folks, I hope that you take the information we provided today and use it to buy your next cake from Sweet Elevation Cakes and More. You can hear this show on SiriusXM Radio Channel 141 on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, as well as on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and all the streaming platforms. And hit me up at skindeepradioshow@gmail.com if you have a show idea, or you can check me out at Sharon_Morton on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks again for tuning in on All Things That Are Skin Deep.